Hey there. So today I'm going to be talking about net breeders. This is the Penn Plax Delux Net Breeder, and this is the Imagitarium brand from Petco net breeder. They build approximately the same net breeder, so if you'd like to purchase either one of those, the Petco brand is $9.99. The Penn Plax is going to vary depending on where you purchase it. Mine was $17.50 from Amazon, and then I found it for $9.99 on Aquarium Co-op. So quite a difference in price there. So shop around. The Petco and the Penn Plax are very, very similar. I can't tell the difference. Now, I use these not just for separating fry and babies, but for incubating eggs. I place the net breeder very close to an outlet and get the flow through, so I get a lot of water over my eggs if I do incubate eggs in a net breeder. Now, I also keep these on hand for emergencies. It's very important to be able to isolate your fish in a moment's notice if necessary, and you can use these on tanks even as small as 5 gallons. If you find a fish is getting severely picked on and damaged fins, or maybe one fish is being a huge bully, you might want to separate them using a net breeder as a first course of action before setting up a solitary tank. The other reason I use a net breeder is to isolate fish that I want to observe or more easily catch. So recently I had a killifish that was exhibiting signs of body fungus, and I put it in a net breeder and used it to keep the fish separate from the other fish while I was dipping it. I did a methylene blue dip on that particular fish. I just made sure to rinse it before putting it back in the net breeder so that none of the methylene blue would go into the tank. So lots of reasons to have a net breeder. One is for fry and babies, another is for eggs, isolation, and then also to more easily catch your fish. I use it most often to more easily catch my fish because my tanks tend to be a little on the complicated side with decor, and it's just a drag to have to pull apart my aquarium over and over again to catch the same fish. Now, the reason I like these deluxe net breeders by Penn Plax and Imagitarium is they have a unitized net and frame. So if you take a look, you'll see that the net is built into the frame. You can barely see a little bit of fringe there. Now that's compared to the cheaper styled breeder boxes like this guy here, where it's a net over a frame. Now I've had a lot of problems with these. I don't use this model anymore unless I have an urgent situation where I need to just use this backup one that I have that I purchased. I probably should have returned it. But this net, they can really get stuck when they're trying to hide in this net. So I don't like these because I actually find it squishes the fry, and if there's a sick fish on the bottom of the net breeder, it's going to get stuck in here. So I really prefer the unitized frames that Imagitarium and Penn Plax do. So I'm going to show you how to put one of these together. It's going to be my second take because my first take putting one of these together, I actually had a really hard time. So these are harder to put together than you might think. I'll tell you right now that my tip is going to be to push hard. You really have to push these pieces hard together to get them to click in place. So don't be gentle. This is going to be an experience for you. Slamming one of these together. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to my desk and put one of these together for you just so you can see how they're assembled. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to put together this Penn Plax net breeder, and this is going to be the same assembly instructions as the Imagitarium brand from Petco. So first I want to show you how nice these panels are put together. This is the inside, and you can see there's barely any fringe for any fry to get stuck in or anything to snag on your fish's skin. It's very, very safe compared to the traditional net style breeders. That's just a big net over a frame. So I really like how these are put together. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lay out my pieces. I have these fake plants that go inside. I actually don't use these on mine. I don't like fake plants. I think they're a little bit scratchy, but that's just my personal opinion. These are the rods that go on the back to hold the suction cup. These are like little nuts that will go on the edge of these rods. These hold the plastic plants like so. They just pop on there. So I'm going to put these rods over here, and I guess we have a couple extra of these guys. So I'm just going to lay out my parts. This is the bottom, and I'm going to put the clean side of the frame on the outside with the fringe side down. Then I'm going to grab a couple of these. These are the edges, these are the sides, and then this is the lid. So I'm actually going to use the corner of my desk to put this together, because you have to kind of hold it in place while you snap the pieces in. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, oops, I'm doing that one backwards. No wonder it's not working. Got to put the fringe side inside. And you really have to push until you hear the click. Push hard with, it literally takes like all of your weight until you hear the click. Let's see if I can get this one to go in. And it looks like I got them all in. They're very tight. Okay. So now I'm going to do the other side, making sure the fringe end is on the inside. Just line it up with those little holes right there. Line up all 4 of them. And then here you're going to have to line this up too, because you can see there's a little edge. You'll want to line the edge up. So slide that down, line it up. This side too. Line that one up. Okay. And I'm just going to push, click 1, 2 more clicks. And I think I got that one. All right. Now I'm going to put my lid on. And you're going to want to line up all of the holes, all of these tabs before you start pushing. One, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I did it. Yay. Okay. That went a lot smoother than the first time. So now we're going to put on the back suction cups. Now this is optional. On my tanks, if I want to hold them on, I use these clips. So you can clip this onto stuff like the edge of your tank. So I like to use the clips rather than the suction cups, but that's just me. If you want a link to these, I'll post a link to these clips in the description because I use these clips for everything. So now we're going to put these rods on the back for the suction cup. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run this rod through this little hole here, through the suction cup holder, and to the end. Now I'm going to take these little nuts and put them on each end of this tubing. And I'm going to do the same thing with this side. Run it right through there. And then put the nut on each side of that tubing. Okay, now this is designed so this actually floats in your aquarium, the net breeder. So this won't affix in a particular location. And then let's go ahead and do these plastic plants. So they clip on like so. And then these tabs here go inside the net breeder and they just clip right in. Let's see if I can get it to clip in. I have a dog. Like that. Now, I don't use the plastic plants in mine. I prefer to throw in a bunch of live plants, but these plants are available to you. So there we go. You're all set. And I recommend if you have fry, placing this near an intake, not to blast the fry away, but at a decent distance so that it will experience some flow through in this net breeder. So that was my tutorial on how to build this, and I hope you'll like and subscribe. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, so I just wanted to do one more quick little video on the net breeder. So here I have my killifish. These are the parents. And this is my waterfall tank. And I have the fry here in an acrylic box. And I just took the net breeder out to clean it. It's been in here for a couple of weeks, so I cleaned it. And I'm just going to put it back in the aquarium. So I'm going to put it in a location that gives it some flow so that the fish have fresh oxygenated water and not stagnant water. So all I do is sink that in there. It's actually being held by a piece of driftwood in the back, so I don't have to clip it in. And it's about halfway full. Killifish are jumpers, even the fry. So I would only have this like 3/4 of the way or half of the way in the tank. So now all I'm going to do is grab my acrylic box with my fry and pour them in. And there you go. So I hope you'll give a net breeder a try, at least have one on hand as a backup for emergencies. And they're great for fry and also big fish that you want to separate. Talk to you guys soon. Hope you like and subscribe. Bye.